we missed our guy last week.
He
was feeling under the weather.
Well.
Yeah.
Under the weather.
You know, sometimes you just need a break. But now we get the rocking chairs back on the front porch, and we welcome Connor Lanfear back in studio. Good to have you back.
Yeah, thank you. Good to be back, man. Last week was rough. There's some stuff going around, and
I hear you.
You're getting a disapproving head nod over here from your
no
guest
matter
of choice.
no matter what I do, he's going to disapprove or give me some kind of grief for it. So
I guess you can go ahead and introduce him then. You know?
Oh, heck yeah. I'm still kicking myself for bringing him on here a second time this year. I knew it was going to be one of those days. But I brought again the 12th man himself, Cullen Gillaspia.
I think it's a rule though that when they wear the number 12, they get privileges, coming on the show twice, things like that.
I mean, there is a lot.
Whether you like it or not, he's the 12th man and makes him an esteemed guest.
That is true. That's true. There's a lot of privileges that come along with that number for sure.
I still think he was lying to you. I called him last week. I was like, hey, Connor, it was like Wednesday or Thursday. And I'm like, what you doing, man? Like you want to hang out? And he answered the phone all jolly and bushy-tailed. Hey, Colin, how you doing? And then I said, you want to hang out? He goes, oh. He started faking a cough.
See, I think that's what he did to us.
I don't know if I can.
I think that's what he did to us.
I'm already in my cave. I don't know if I can come out.
Gilly,
okay.
Did you approve this beard trim we
what
got
is
going?
up?
No, absolutely not. He was the one. I mean, okay, let me rephrase that. I approved the trimming. It looks great.
It looks great.
Beautiful young man.
It's clean. It's clean.
But we wanted him, as he was shaving it, he was sending us pictures of what was different designs he was doing as he shaved it. And he had the biggest goatee. I'm talking he had shaved it completely like that and then left this down to here. I was like, you had to wear it at least for one day to class like that.
Yeah, he was so
and
upset
he
I didn't
out.
just leave the goatee for one day.
He
I just couldn't
out.
do it.
Goodness.
I could not do it.
I just remember after the Florida game, we interviewed you on the field, or Will interviewed you on the field, and it was just matted and sweaty. You had the eye black dripping into it, and it was epic.
I was so gung-ho about it at the beginning of the season, and, it was fun while it lasted, and, of course, I would have liked to have made it all season, and then it just got to a point I couldn't do it anymore. Trying to comb it out, there'd get knots in it, stuff would get stuck in it. I couldn't do it anymore.
I bet it's that eye black from Florida that got in there. You couldn't get it out.
I finally caved, and I caught so much flack so far from Prater and Eric
because he was the one drawing up a contract that they had to keep it all season.
Okay, but they were the ones that they also were all in on we can do a contract. I was the one. I went a little bit overboard with the contract specifications, but no one ever signed it. That's the thing. I never brought it in for anyone to sign, just for lack, just absolutely forgot. No one ever signed it, so I didn't have to.
Contract is void until signed.
Exactly,
fellas. Yeah.
Don't
so
take any
we've
grief
got
from Prater. Did you see him doing his impression of you on Ask the Aggies?
Yeah,
on Saturday?
I did. I did see that.
Yeah.
It's pretty accurate, honestly. It's pretty accurate.
So we have not a beardless Connor Lanfear, but a much trimmed, facial-haired Connor Lanfear here on the front porch.
Cleaned up.
Yeah, with Cullen Gillaspia. Aggies in New Mexico on Wednesday night, on Saturday night. We're here.
Let's not play the game tonight.
Yeah, no. We need more time.
That.
We need more time.
Yeah.
It was Saturday night at Kyle Field, A&M and New Mexico. And Connor, just looking at the team, tough loss against Auburn last week. What did you see offensively? Because there was kind of got a spark on the offensive side of the ball. Nick Starkel came in. He's likely to be the guy on Saturday night. Do you feel like there was a good rhythm going with Nick at QB that you can carry into this game against the Lobos?
Definitely. I feel like Nick did an outstanding job coming back from an injury and performing at a high level right off the bat. I feel like he did a good job in that game. I feel like the offensive line specifically, did a good job. We were rolling off the ball all day long, hitting those guys and at our aiming points and just playing a hard-nosed brand of football. I believe we rushed for more yards on them than most other people have this year. Of course, there's no, pat on the back moral victory or whatever. It's still a loss that, was rough to take. But I feel like there's a lot of positives that can come out of that game, and we can carry with us going into New Mexico this week.
And how does the team react when they see the 12th man just smack a kickoff return guy for the other team with a big tackle inside the 20. Because this place got pretty energized when Cullen made that pretty big stop.
Oh, heck yeah, man. I mean, it's a 12th man, and anytime, they
He's
make
gushing over here.
Yeah, that's the only time I'm ever going to say anything.
This is why you're mad about bringing him, because you knew you were going to have to talk
I knew
about
I was going to
this.
have to talk and build up his ego, and now I'm going to have to deal with it whenever we hang out next time. But
Tonight.
no, yeah, of course.
Won't be long.
I've been informed I don't have a choice. But no, and anytime Cullen makes a big play, it gets the stadium going. It gets our team going because we know he's going to come out to work every day and just lay his heart on the line and give it everything he's got. So that really gets everybody going when we see the 12th man making a play downfield.
And you had to play off a pretty good block there to get to the guy.
Honestly, it was all Coach Banks. He's such a good coach. I knew exactly who was coming to block me, when they were coming to block me. I actually, before the play, I'm looking on the other, looking across the field, and I literally see the dude locking eyes with me. So I go, okay, I know what return this is. This guy's gonna come across, he's gonna try and block me, and she looked at Coach Banks' card. He said, "This is what's gonna happen." I said, "All right." So I mean, I had to go in there and do the physical part on my own, but from the mental aspect, Coach Banks is such a good coach. There was nothing to it. I knew exactly how to play the play, beat the dude inside, and get back out.
Mm-hmm. And special teams wise, there was that one rough play there with the block punt right before half, and just hindsight's 20/20. And you guys are in a tight game. Still had a whole half to play after the block punt, but in hindsight, when you think about something like that, do you kind of harken back to if one play changes, maybe later, you guys get rolling after Cullen gets the hit, you get down there with Nick Starkle, and you miss on a 4th and 2. I mean, you can kind of pinpoint that play. When you leave the locker room on a Saturday, game doesn't go your way, do you kind of think about one or two plays and say, if we could have changed them, possibly different outcome in that one?
Absolutely. In every close game like that, there's going to be a handful of pivotal plays that can either go your way or they cannot go your way, and it can change the outcome of the game. So anytime, you come away from a tough loss like that, you're going to, you're gonna dwell on that for a little bit. It's human nature to dwell on that for a little bit and think, man, what if we had done this? What if we had done that? So that can be difficult, but what's done is done, and you just have to learn from it, put it behind you, and play the next play. That's what we harp on around here all the time. Is no matter the outcome of the last play the next play.
Mm-hmm. Cullen, I've heard from multiple people over the years that have played the game that almost no matter the score, the game can sort of hinge when you look back on it, and it can hinge on maybe a handful of plays. Is that true? Do you find that when you go back and watch film each week that no matter you win, no matter you lose, there's a couple of key plays that sort of swing the game in one direction or the other?
I definitely believe that, and there's a couple plays on offense, couple plays on defense that can do that, but for what I do for this team and what I play, I definitely think it was the punt block. Coach Banks has a thing we call it game breaker points. That's a game breaking play. He always tells us if you block a punt or you run back a kickoff for a touchdown, like the odds are just exponentially in your favor. And so we knew that. I mean that was a big play. That's not on our. That's not a thing that we do. We don't. On special teams, we're one of the best special teams in the country. We don't give up things like that. And giving up that play was a little bit of a blow, but like Connor said, it happened. It's over. On to the next one. No matter what the play was good, no matter if it was bad, you move on to the next one. It's not cool that had to happen right before the half, but it is what it is, and you got to move on. But I definitely think that's definitely one of those plays that it's a game-breaking play. It changes the momentum in the game. I think it wasn't quite as big because it was right before the half. We got to go in, settle down. We didn't necessarily think about it, but that play happens in the third or fourth quarter. That's completely different outcome of events.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Connor Lanfear, Cullen Gillaspia with us. We're starting the show on the front porch, Texas A&M and New Mexico Saturday night at Kyle Field. And it's senior night, guys, and I was kind of talking to Cullen about this off air before we got going here. I think people need to realize the importance of you guys are going to watch some of these teammates go through senior night and how important it is to you to make sure they leave Kyle Field sawing horns with their teammates and student section as opposed to walking off dejected. One reason for motivation is those seniors. They need a good final memory on Kyle Field.
Without a doubt. I mean, for this week, we are playing for those guys and nobody else. You know, this week is about them. This is their final time in Kyle Field. It's crazy how fast time passes. You know, one day you're a freshman and you're at your first meeting in Hagner, you know, looking around, don't know anybody, and a second later you look up and, you know, you're fixing to be a senior, or it's senior night and you're playing your last game in Kyle Field. So it's crucial this week that we get that big win for those guys and we send them out on the correct note because it means so much. And I know when I'm a senior and I'm playing my final game in Kyle Field, it will mean the world to me. So we're fighting for those guys this week.
I think Trapuka said during his introduction you might see tears. If you think of yourselves on that night, maybe tears on senior night?
No, I don't want to think about that.
He's got some time.
Well, see, there you go.
Yeah,
you don't even want to think about it.
We got some time.
Yeah, but also for me, this happens. I'm a fan. I don't play. The college football season, the Aggie 2017 season, whatever year it is, it just feels like it flies by. You know, you're so excited, maybe because the wait is so long and you're so excited to see it come. And then, bam, it's November and we got senior night. It just feels like that for me. You guys are ingrained in it nonstop, practices, weights, class. I mean, does it feel like the season flies by to you guys at all?
Oh, definitely. I think the first 2 or 3 games, like, okay, what's going on? I feel like every season goes by quicker, and then all of a sudden you're on game 4, and then you're on game 9, and you get into such a rhythm of, okay, I got Monday practice, Tuesday practice, Wednesday practice, then you got to go walkthroughs on Thursday, Friday. You look up and it's over. The first couple weeks kind of go by in slow motion because you're anticipating every single game, and then, like I said, you look up and it's week 9, and the way that it works like that is unbelievable. For the last 3 years I've been here, I've said, oh, it's going to be another long season, or not a long season, but you're going to be able to keep track of every game and you're going to cherish every moment. But it doesn't work like that. Time flies.
Mm-hmm. Same for you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you just get so used to the routine week in and week out that, you're getting your work done every day, and, it's week 2, and all of a sudden you look up, you're like, wow, man, we got like 3 regular season games left. Yeah. It really does fly by. It absolutely does.
Mm-hmm. Connor, before we let you go, you're going to consider maybe letting that goatee part come out a little bit? You got about a month, about a month and a half or so left in the season.
It's getting colder here.
Yeah.
You may need
a winter coat.
I think I'm going to keep it like this for a little while. I've had it long for such a long time. I got absolutely sick of it. So I think I'm actually going to keep it pretty well groomed for the coming months.
As his wingman, I suggest he does that.
Well, you got to have a good wingman.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, are you looking forward to the day that your guy here, when he moves on into his career, he's going to have to go clean shaven one day? Are you looking forward to seeing that day?
I'm actually not looking forward to seeing that day at all. I tell him all the time, man, like the hair and all that, it's kind of like his trademark. So the day he has to be clean cut and stuff, it's going to be a sad day. It's going to be a really sad day.
How long are you willing to let the hair go?
I keep it trimmed. It stays at about this length. I cut off an inch or 2 before the season, and then once you cut it, it grows back a lot quicker. But I'll probably get a haircut again at the end of the season, but I won't take it all off.
What happened to Samson? Think about what happened to Samson when he cut his hair. You want that to happen to you?
I don't know who Samson is.
This is biblical, man. This is biblical. Yeah.
The front porch Bible talk.
Yeah.
We'll do that in the next segment.
Yeah,
that's for a Sunday morning
story.
front porch session right there. That's for Sunday morning right there. But we'll let him teach about Samson off air. But yeah, I mean, New Mexico coming in. I'm still thinking about the Samson.
Come on, man. I can't believe you don't know that. Did you ever go to Sunday school or anything as a kid?
I did.
Yeah, how do you not know that
They
story?
might not have gotten to Samson.
Must have slipped. A lot of blows to the head, Connor. A lot of blows to the head.
But yeah, home finale. And we talk about it flying by. Before you guys check out, just even though it's not senior night for you yet, it's the final game on Kyle Field, and do you just kind of relish that last chance you get this season in front of the 12th man?
Absolutely. I realized just the other day, because it is senior night, and a bunch of the guys are playing their last game in Kyle Field. I realized I've got less than 10 games in Kyle Field. And it just kind of hit me all at once that wow, I really don't have that much time left. So for the remainder of my career here, I'm going to make sure to savor every second I get left wearing an Aggie uniform in Kyle Field.
All right. Fellas, thanks so much. Good luck against New Mexico Saturday night.
Thank you.
Thank you.